Lifeweaver is broken. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. So let me explain what's going on here, because the way Lifeweaver launched, there was a lot of feedback that was given before the actual seasonal update went out to Blizzard, saying this hero is very clunky in the way that it plays. But don't fear, because I'm going to get your name wrong here, so I totally apologize. A fantastic workshop creator by the name of Sammy is Stylosa, I think that's your name. I apologize if it isn't. There's a link in the video description below, so you can go and check out the post over on Reddit where you can see the code for yourself. But I'll put the code on the screen and obviously all the credits and such. But yeah, what this does is it fixes Lifeweaver. Now, let me show you this. So firstly, when you're charging heal, there's no movement penalty. This is great. This feels much better than the current live version of the hero. If I double tap jump, I dash. This, again, is much better. In fact, this is just how Hanzo works, because what's happened is the dash is now a passive. So, yeah, you just double tap jump and away you go. So much better. Your grab is just on E. That's fine. That's great. Obviously, this would just be one button to press on console, which is another point, right? This hero on live plays terrible on console. He's so clunky to play. This surely would fix a lot of those issues. If you want to put the platform down, well, it's just shift. It's much more intuitive. It's so much better. Look, if I want to go over there, I can... Well, I was out of range, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's so much more intuitive. But the biggest change, the change that makes the hero feel so fluid, is this. Damage is now on alternate fire. So, as I'm healing away, yeah, we all know Lifeweaver doesn't have a fantastic heal. But if I want to do damage, I just alternate fire. And then suddenly, I'm doing damage. Now, why on earth did Blizzard launch this hero without this functionality in his kit? I do not know. I honestly can't tell you guys. Maybe they think he's overpowered. Maybe they've got data that says actually he would be overpowered. But the current version of this hero, where you have to swap your weapon, sort of like Torb, I guess, to get your hammer out, or even Mercy with a blaster, is so clunky. And the problem with this hero is you're doing this all of the time. You're not just on healing. Like, okay, the argument with Mercy is Mercy's healing more than she should be running around with a blaster. Let's be real, right? But actually, that's not the case for Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver needs to heal, but then he needs to do a bit of damage. And this just feels so much better. It is a fantastic change. So once again, shout out to Sammy is Stylosa. I believe that's your name. I'm not sure though, but Sammy, thank you. Link in the video description below if you guys want to go and check this out. But yeah, I think there's big problems with this hero. I don't understand why it launched like this. And were they not even thinking about console and how sort of impossible he would be to control with a controller? Madness. There is also an issue with ranks not displaying correctly, and with past seasonal rewards looking like you're actually a lower rank than you finished the season at. Now, these are bugs and these will get fixed. So what has happened with this season is there is no more seasonal rank decay in the game. So if you ended last season at, let's say, Plat 1, for example, when this season begins, you will now be placed at your MMR, not your rank, because your MMR could be different from your rank. And given the decay that Blizzard have been using for the previous seasons, you could easily have been a diamond player that has decayed down to platinum, and you simply haven't played enough games to get back up to the diamond rank, but you had the diamond MMR. So this season is different, because you would log in, and using the example of that player, you would just be diamond straight away on the ranked screen. It would be, here's your rank, diamond 5, off you go. That's just an example. I mean, this can also go the other way as well. So you could be ending the season in diamond, however, then you start this season and suddenly you're down in plat, because that's where your MMR is. So there's pros and there's cons to this, but the good news is going forward now at the start of each season, you won't get your rank reset. It will not drop down an arbitrary number of tiers, so then you have to try and earn your rank back throughout the season. No, instead now you will start at your MMR, and obviously going forward into next season, this should be even better, because this season, yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough at the start, but this should actually sort of balance out as we go into next season. And then, yeah, players are just starting to build up from their rank, or, you know, maybe they drop down from their rank, but your rank is your MMR now, whereas before it wasn't. And I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little bit convoluted and a little bit weird, but yeah, don't worry about it. There are some bugs with this, and Blizzard are working on fixing them. Is Lifeweaver a throw pick? Now, this is something I kind of expected to see a lot of, because he is so difficult to get any kind of meaningful, tangible value out of. And I think for most players, it's kind of pointless playing Lifeweaver because there are so many other options where you're going to do more healing. I mean, here's a stupid statistic about Lifeweaver. Soldier 76 does more healing with his bio field than Lifeweaver can in terms of heal per second. Obviously, Lifeweaver can keep healing over time, and Soldier can only drop that, you know, thing every now and again. So it's not like it's a comparable thing, but it's just kind of like a funny statistic. So yeah, the issue I think with Lifeweaver is they've basically made a hero with a kit that depends on Lifeweaver, the player playing Lifeweaver, having a ton of situational awareness, dare I say, a very large Overwatch brain. And if you don't have that, then you sort of end up not knowing when to use the abilities, because even though they seem simple on paper, the petal platform, lifting a target up into the air, is so powerful. If you do that at the right time, it's really powerful. Like, you could do it with a Bastion, and Bastion goes into his tank mode and just, well, into his sentry mode and just starts destroying everyone. You can do it with a Bob, lift him up in the air. You can do it with a Cassidy, so he gets a really clutch nade. There's so many options with this. Obviously, you can do it to an enemy Orisa, lift her up in the air when she's in her ultimate, and then she won't affect your team. There's so many options to it, but it all depends on having a pretty big Overwatch brain, and I think that's where a lot of the frustration is coming from. Now, I'm not saying players don't have a big brain. What I'm saying is, it takes a lot of effort, doesn't it? And I'm not even talking about the pull here, because the pull, knowing when to pull people, is a massive thing, because you can pull people at completely the wrong time. You could maybe pull them into non-optimal positions. You know, the list just goes on and on and on. So I think what we're dealing with Lifeweaver are teething issues with the hero being quite complicated, and it's going to take a pretty long time for him to get to a state of, I think, people playing him a lot. But I think we might be looking at another Echo here, where he's kind of going to be one of the least played heroes. And I don't think the fact that I do think the fact that he is very clunky to play plays into this narrative, because it's just not great. If the changes at the top of this video get implemented, then yeah, I think it'll be a different story altogether. What about Lifeweaver Trolls? Now, this is something we thought we'd see a lot of, and I'll be honest, I've not seen any Lifeweaver Troll gameplay at the moment. I've not seen anyone intentionally pull me in a bad position. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of video clips. Yeah, I've been on TikTok. Yeah, I've been on YouTube Shorts, and I've been on Twitter, and I've seen these videos where people are doing stupid things, pulling people out of position. But actually, I've not really noticed any of this in the game so far. So this is a good sign. This means that, well, the hero is not going to be as broken as we thought he might be in terms of just wrecking the game, because you can just pull players out of positions all of the time, which obviously wouldn't be fantastic to deal with. So what I would like to know is, how have you guys dealt with Lifeweaver so far in games? Are you playing Lifeweaver? Do you think he's a viable hero? Do you think he's a powerful hero? Personally, I think he needs some buffs. I think they definitely need to look at the movement reduction speed for his heal, because it just makes no sense to me. And beyond that, he needs to complete, well, he just needs a complete control scheme remapping. And without that, I think he's really going to suffer to be this super fluid hero. In fact, at the top of this video, when I recorded that workshop mode, I then went and played Bob and Weave just to see what it felt like. And it feels terrible going from the workshop mode to the actual live version of the hero. I'm healing when I don't want to be. I'm shooting when I want to be healing. It's just such a mess, and they really need to fix that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think about the new hero and about Season 4 so far. All right, guys, thank you for listening and watching the video. I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.